Hello once again, everybody. We are in Wilmot, Ohio, just a little bit north of Sugar Creek in, northeastern Ohio. And I'm visiting right now with Aiden. Aiden is the manager of Wholesome Valley Farms. And first of all, Aiden, we want to thank you for being with us and telling us a little bit about the operation here. Can you tell us what Wholesome Valley Farm means to you and the community?
Wholesome Valley Farm is like a 78-acre farm here. We visualize being at a hub to produce vegetables for urban areas where they can't raise vegetables. We do the organic, non-GMO thing. We're not competing with conventional foods, stuff like that. We kind of try to bring our roots back to the family farm. We started 5 years ago. We started on a conventional-based farm. We wanted to turn it organic. It did not work the first couple of years. First, you have to switch to soil. 3 years is what you need to be for certified organic. But there is a reason for that. You cannot raise organic vegetables the first year after conventional agriculture. The first thing we need to do is build up the soil. We are still trying to do that. One thing we're trying to use is a compost, and we do have a local guy by the name of Bull Country Compost who has been hauling a lot of compost in. The first couple of years, we switched to animals, broilers, chickens, beef, and hogs. If we wouldn't have done that, we would not have survived the first couple of years financially. We have those running out on pasture. It's a compound thing. It fertilizes the pasture for us and also creates an income.
Now, the Bull Country Compost, the company that is helping you to improve the soil, as you said, it doesn't happen overnight. And how, now after 5 years, how have you seen the soil improve?
We have seen the organic matter improve. The soil is looser than it was, so it's just a year-by-year, step-by-step thing.
Okay. Now, have you seen a lot of word of mouth, people telling friends and neighbors about the good produce that is being grown here on the farm? And are you getting people coming from a little bit further out than in past years?
We have to a certain extent, but we get back to the produce again. Produce has been a struggle here. For now, the organic eggs, the poultry, the beef, and the hogs is bringing more people in. They are raised the way things used to be raised.
That in itself has to be a draw to some people who like to look back at years gone by, and they come here and they see a barn that we're sitting in right now that's used for a shop, a store, and they're seeing some items that they can purchase that maybe weren't originally an idea here. How do you get your ideas about what you want to sell in the store? Is that a combined effort from everyone who works here?
It is. During the summer, there's probably 12 employees or so, and we kind of all group together, share ideas. The owner has the final call. So it's a combined effort, and we don't visualize or just pick on one certain thing. So one of my favorite lines always is, pay the butcher and not the doctor. By explaining that a little bit, whatever we put on the table, we try to eat healthy or have food here and sell so people have the choice to eat healthy.
I think it might have been Aristotle that once said, let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. So that you're falling right in line there. The folks that work here, are they mostly from the community?
Yes. When we started this farm, I was farming up the road, retired from my home farm at home. Moved down the road here, we had 5 girls at home yet. They all jumped on the bandwagon. And we helped each other here. Now there's most of the neighbor girls. And there's a a few ladies 10, 15 miles off.
As I understand it, as we were talking earlier, you mentioned that the business has been successful, and in fact, it is being sold at this moment?
Correct. There's a guy by the name of Trevor Clatterbuck. He's out of Cleveland. He does run Fresh Fork Market up there. He does buy a lot of local food from the surrounding areas. We do not nearly produce enough for him. That's where I get back to, we'd like to be a hub for the community and get more family farms involved to raise the healthy, wholesome food. He has an outlet for the stuff, so it's a win-win situation for him. If he can bring his people down here and show where it's grown, and then take them back up and sell it up there.
Well, one of the attractions, if I might call it that, of Wholesome Valley Farms is this huge barn. And I'm sure it has a history going back many years.
There is a sandstone in the corner here with the imprint on it, 1881. So it is an 1881 original barn that has been remodeled a few times, but the original structure is from 1881.
Now the new owner is planning to have events in the barn?
Yes, we did have a few events, so in the future he will be catering towards weddings, whatever event it may be. So yes, that is a...
But bottom line is he's looking to maintain the quality and of the produce of the various crops, the livestock that are raised here, just to keep them as wholesome as possible, and therein lies the name of the farm, Wholesome.
Yes, he is very strong and persistent on that. If he buys beef, whatever it may be, or wherever it may be raised, he is very strong on that.
Well, let's shift our conversation right now, if we will, back to the compost and Tim Sechrist. We've had an opportunity to talk with Tim in the past, and I know that he looks at his product, his organic compost, to create the best quality compost, so that when he delivers it here and to his other clients, that he's giving the best product that he possibly can, and it's no easy effort, as you found out in starting your business. And Tim, as we have talked in the past, has said that the process of creating the best organic compost is something, I guess, that that he just has to love to do, to provide that for you.
Yes, and if you do not have a passion for whatever you are doing, there's a good chance you probably will not be successful. So I think he has a real passion for what he does. When he brings it over here, we love what he's doing.
Aidan, if we can look at the products that you provide for your customers, your potential customers, and the time of the year that those might be provided, do you have a list that you could share with us right now?
Early in the year, naturally, plowing, working the soil comes first. That is when we call Tim from Bull Country Compost, and he brings his compost over. Next step is work that compost in. After that, we form our raised beds and plant whatever it may be. Mostly we do it in the spring of the year. That's when we till the soil and everything. Sometimes part of the acreage will not be tilled till more midsummer, so after tilling then, we do give Tim another call. We combine his product with organic foliar fertilizers plus organic fertilizers we run into the irrigation. All this combined, our goal is to bring the Brix level up. 90% of the people do not know what the Brix level is. The Brix level is the sugar content in your vegetables. We'll just pick out one thing, for example, strawberries. Usually our strawberries ran from anywhere from 3 to 5% Brix. This year we've had strawberries up to 9 to 11%. So that is very rewarding.
And so this happens with various vegetables and crops that you have.
So far we've just targeted the strawberries. Usually we start with the cold crops, which is cabbage, lettuce, etc. Next, the berries come like the end of May and June. then it's just step by step as the year progresses, just like a big homegrown garden like mother and grandmother used to have.
Since the sugar content has been raised in strawberries, if it can be done in other fruits and vegetables as well, will this have an effect on cooking the product?
Cooking, maybe not as much so as freezing and canning. If the Brix is that high in berries, we do not even add any kind of sweetener. They are sweet enough by itself.
You know, I can think back to my younger years, even my childhood, where certain kinds of vegetables, like carrots, tasted much different then as opposed to most carrots that we have today. And that would be something I would think that a sugar content could really make taste a lot better. Have we seen the soils over the years, do you think? Have they been depleted of the nutrients and what makes soils strong and vital to growing good produce, that we need to have such ingredients as compost and things like that to enhance the soil to give us better products?
Yes. When I think back to viewing cornfields, you could look maybe a half mile down the row, straight as a string, no weed in sight. Next year, the same field would be in soybean, no weed in sight. If we, as organic vegetable growers, those are not the type of fields we try and follow up by growing our vegetables. We're looking for a field with more organic matter. There will always be weeds. We can't get around that. The farm, when we started here, was compacted, depleted, everything was taken off, nothing like compost or even cow manure from the barn. That stuff was not added back in. So what you take out years and years, it takes more than 2 or 3 years to put that back in to get it where you want to. So our vision is keep on working on that, and the high Brix levels will be our goal, is our goal. But again, we get back to the biology of the farm, what we just talked about. The more looser we have our soil, the more water will be absorbed in there. There will be less runoff, and it takes less water to moisten our vegetables, grass, whatever it may be. We get asked the question every other day we're talking to people, what can I grow for you? You know, I like what you're doing, what can I grow for you? We as a community, we know we can grow vegetables, raise produce, produce milk, beef, whatever. We know we can do that. We're always looking for that niche product so we are not competing with the big mega farmers. There is always the flip side of it. What comes first, the chicken or the egg? Do we raise some, not have a market for, and hope to find a market? Do we find a market, then try and raise it? So, coming back, we know we can raise stuff. We're out there looking for marketers to market our products. That's where we're going right now.